What's up, big ballers, shot callers? Big Ken here. Welcome from the Grid to Rim Sports Talk Show. Joined by my co-host Monty Brown. How you doing, brother?
Ready for some football? Ready for some football. There we go. Here we go.
Yes, indeed, man. I'm ready for some football too. Wow. So for today's show, we'll go over some Week 1 college highlights, a little bit of Week 2. The Michigan and Texas game is going on now. Michigan's actually getting blown out like I thought they would, but we can cover that real quick, and then we'll go into NFL Week 1. We had a Thursday and Friday night game. Both games were really good. Some drama at the end of the Baltimore game on a which looked like they might be able to tie the game up, but they had a foot out of bounds for the tying touchdown. So we can cover that. And Jordan Love gets hurt in the Green Bay game in the fourth quarter. So and then we'll go into the rest of our NFL predictions for all the Sunday games and the Sunday night and Monday night game. Kind of surprised that they're playing Aaron Rodgers again on Monday night. I think that's interesting. It's like deja vu, but we'll see. We'll see how that one goes. If I was him, I'm like, damn, can I play on Sunday? So,
What was that? 4 plays into the season? Something
yeah,
like
hopefully
that?
that doesn't happen again. That would be crazy
Yeesh.
if that happened again. But I am curious about how
Yeah.
long he'll last this season, if he can do a whole season. And I hope he can for his sake, but we'll see, man. But
Hey, I have Brees Hall in my one of my fantasy leagues, so
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
with you.
Aaron
I'm with
Rodgers
you.
being there will help him.
Yeah, I got Jordan Love on one of mine, and I got
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts in the other one. So yeah, Jordan Love got hurt, so I might have to put in my quarterback off the bench. So we'll see. I got Brock Purdy on the bench in one of my leagues, so we'll see. I might have to
Ooh.
put in Mr. Brock Purdy. So we'll see what happens. I might have put in Mr. Irrelevant. So we'll see, man. But
Ooh.
let's get into some Week 1 highlights, man. Some good games. There was like 3 top 25 matchups. Uh, we could talk about them real quickly, but obviously let's talk about Florida State first. We were wondering if they were overrated, and we didn't know
Oh,
for sure because we didn't want to jump the gun too quickly. But obviously they absolutely are. They looked
yeah.
bad against Boston College at home. Um,
Mm.
Boston College pretty much had them throughout. Boston College pretty much had control throughout the whole entire game. I mean, Florida State did make it a game. It looked like they might come back, but their problem is their offense, man. Like they can't get anything going on offense. They're really struggling on the offensive side of the ball, and um, you know, I'm really questioning. Obviously, I'm a Michigan guy. Got my Dallas gear on now, but my college team is Michigan. Everyone knows that. But he's an ex-Michigan defensive coordinator coach. Got the Florida State job. Did really good last year, of course. Obviously, but his going for on fourth downs to me is very very questionable. When he did that early in the second half on the very first drive of the first half, when they're at midfield and it was like 4th and 6, I know he's trying to get something going because they're desperate. They're down by 2 scores, but I think it was 14-0 or something. But um, I would just punt it, man.
Yeah.
Play
Yeah, I
defense
agree.
and hopefully pin them deep. Maybe hopefully get a 3-and-out, or maybe we'll only allow one first down to let them get too far. Then just get the ball back, hopefully in good field position. I know hindsight's always 2020, but I thought he was crazy to go for it and then up getting almost being a pick six because
Mm.
Boston College brought the heat, forced the DJ Ugalele into a bad throw because he had no choice but to throw because it was fourth freaking down, so he couldn't like really just throw it incomplete or eat the sack. It'd probably
Mm.
been better in hindsight to eat the sack, because it'd still be the Boston College's ball, but it wouldn't be first and goal at the 5 yard line. But you're not thinking about that when you're a quarterback and you're trying to make a play and it's 4th and 5 or
Right.
4th and 6. That's easier said than done. We could talk about that all day long as critics, but yeah, I understand why he threw the ball because he felt like he had to, and it was just a bad throw. But I thought the coach set him up for failure, is what I'm saying here, and yeah, they should have punted the ball, man. What do you think about Florida State, Monty?
Yeah. The Georgia Tech loss is one thing. That's ACC division early. Florida State lost. I think we talked about 10 players to the draft, or at least
Yeah,
going to the NFL. I'm not sure how many were offensive, but how many were defensive. Well, obviously a lot of them were offensive because
yeah. The receiver, the
they're struggling.
quarterback, the running back.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know those three for sure.
yeah. They're struggling to score, and I just don't get this Boston College loss. I mean, man, yeah, like you hit it around the head talking about overrated. That's it. Forget about playoffs. well, you can get it with 2 losses, but they're not losing right off the bat to these 2 teams. Yeah, it's a lot to do with this NIL transfer portal, people leaving early. Uh, these teams like Boston College getting better
Yeah.
to compete with these teams. So it's a combination of all that. No, I didn't see the game, but it's pretty clear what happened. I mean, these teams aren't fearing these bigger teams anymore. They're going up there and playing them. I mean, we saw this a couple weeks ago when North Dakota State played up in Colorado, almost beat them. I mean, they're not afraid of these teams. I mean, it's pretty even now. I mean, it's a lot of parity. That's the word I'm looking for. A lot of parity outside of the top maybe 5 teams who will beat just about anybody any given day, blow them out. I mean, it's pretty even, pretty much from top 10 down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm puzzled about Florida State. I'm gonna look at the rest of the schedule. I don't think they're going to beat any of the top teams that they play. I think they have Notre Dame later on. They won't win that game, not unless something happens. That's going to be
They could lose to
stupid.
Clemson too. I mean, Clemson
Yeah,
isn't as good as years past, but they still might lose to Clemson. And who knows? They might get upset again by someone else. Man, they're gonna lose
yeah,
some games.
yeah. But yeah, I'm puzzled about that Boston College game. I wish I could have saw it, but man, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched the second half. Um, yeah, I didn't see much of the first half, but I saw the second half, and yeah, just looked like Florida State was gonna make it a game. But then right when they scored one of their touchdowns to make it a 1-score game, you know, Boston College scored again, but but Florida State was just unraveled. They were getting unhinged. They had so many dead ball personal foul penalties. I know that was one big thing that led to the Boston College scoring right again to make it a 2-score game right again. And they did it throughout the game. Obviously, in the fourth quarter, a lot of that was just frustration because they knew they were probably going to lose. But, you know, yeah, they were getting a lot of penalties, dead ball personal foul penalties. Those are 15 yards. Those are big ones. And that was keeping the drive going for Boston College. And Florida State's defense can't stop the run. I know that's one weakness they got so far in both these 2 games. Is Georgia Tech ran on them, and so did Boston College, because both Georgia Tech and Boston College had mobile quarterbacks, and they were both just running on them. And Georgia Tech had a really good running back, but for
Yes,
Boston College, it was more about their quarterback running and throwing. So he was a really good running quarterback. He was just carving them up, man. But yeah, Florida State absolutely overrated. But let's out of the top 25, let's get into a really good game. Notre Dame beat Texas A&M in a very good game. That was mostly a defensive
yes,
game. Offense opened up a little bit in the fourth quarter for Notre Dame. They ended up kicking the field goal to make it a 2-score game to win by 10, but it was pretty much a 1-score game throughout the whole entire game. And that was a well played game. That was an exciting game to watch. But I guess I have to retract my statement. Notre Dame is not overrated. I think my boys
oh,
Michigan's overrated, but Notre Dame is not overrated. Like I said, I knew they were a legit top 15 team, but I didn't know if they were like a legit top 10, top 5 team, but maybe they are this year. They looked pretty dang good. Texas
yeah,
A&M is not an easy place to play. College Station week 1, and they looked, yeah, first half, neither team did much on offense. It was a field goal kind of game, but but they kept their composure, kept on playing, and they had a good second half, and they won
yes.
this game. It was a good game.
Yeah, they go into hostile territory at College Station where it's tough for anybody to go in and win the game. I don't care who you are. It's tough. Man, they got me convinced. Just from the eye test.
Yeah, the
Coach
eye test, they
Marcus
look
Freeman.
legit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this coach, good young coach Marcus Freeman, looks like these kids will run through a wall for this man. I mean, they'll
absolutely.
do anything for that guy. And
Mhm.
probably one of the best young coaches in the country. I mean, and to
Completely
have
agree.
the opportunity to coach Notre Dame,
Yeah,
man. And I mean, he made like a Jen Harbaugh type run, man.
yep,
But that's easily a top 5 team, national championship contender for sure. Just from the eye test. I mean, I don't like Notre Dame, but I mean, watching football this time, I know a good team when I see one, and man, to go in there and handle Texas A&M, and Texas A&M is a good team as well. I mean, they
Yeah,
played
they're a
well.
legit top 25 team.
Yeah, yeah,
They can bounce back. They look good.
yeah,
They look good. They still
yeah.
might be in contention to make one of the top 12 teams. It's
Oh yeah,
only we're only in week 2, so
right,
as long as they don't
right.
lose another game, they still have a chance. So we'll see how they do, but they look good too. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, type of football I like, a good back and forth. It could have been whoever had the ball last type game. It was almost like that.
yeah.
Hard hitting. I mean, receivers making plays. I mean, I love it. Great game. I want Texas A&M to win that game, but I
So
was
did
impressed with
I.
Notre
I was
Dame.
going for
I
Texas
mean,
A&M, but Notre Dame played well.
yeah, I like what I saw from them, and I mean they're on TV every week anyway. So whenever I get a chance, I'm going to watch them and see how they can keep this run going. I don't think they'll go undefeated. One loss maybe, but yeah, for sure they'll contend for a national championship.
Yep. All right, man. Last week, one game. Man, USC pulled off the upset against LSU. We thought they were playing at LSU. LSU was the home team. That's what we covered. But actually, the game was in Las Vegas, neutral site. But I guess
Yeah.
LSU was the home team, so I should have read that a little bit better. But man, LSU can't win season openers. That's for sure. They've lost like
No.
3 or 4 in a row, I think. And I mean, they played good. They didn't play bad. But golly, man, USC's quarterback. He came in a bowl game for Caleb Williams since Caleb Williams sat out for the NFL, and he had a really good bowl game, and he just continued
Yeah.
from that, and he looked really good, well over 300 yards. I think, but the both quarterbacks over 300 yards. The LSU quarterback looked good too.
Yeah.
I do think he made one mistake late in the game, which kind of hurt them. Can't remember exactly what it was, but I do think he made one. I think he did. I don't think he threw an interception, but they had to settle for a field goal or something. He didn't get. They didn't get it in the end zone. That kind of hurt them because they got it in the red zone, but they didn't get the touchdown. If I remember
Yeah.
correctly, can't remember the whole game, but I remember something like that where they got stuck. The defense held, so that might have hurt them a little bit. That gave USC some momentum, but that was a big win for USC. And USC's defense, they're not lights out, but their defense has improved. That's what surprised me about
A
USC
lot
is
better.
like they were getting off the field like, wow. I mean, they're not going to be a top 10 defense by any stretch of the imagination, but they looked a lot better than last year, man, for sure. At least in week 1 so far. So yeah, couldn't believe it, man. That was a big win.
Yeah. We talked about USC's defense last time we talked about this, and it's clear to me that the coaches addressed that problem during the offseason. I mean,
Absolutely.
night and day. I mean, they're not going to be the number one defense in college football, but they're a lot better than what they were, and
Yeah.
especially against LSU's. LSU's known for having a high-powered offense every year, and they
Yep.
didn't hold them. They stayed with them,
Yeah.
and that's why I thought LSU was going to win this game. I thought USC's defense would continue to be horrible. They weren't. I mean,
Right.
they a lot better, and it's clear that they addressed that issue. And defenses usually get better during the season. So how USC's defense is down the road, game 5, game 6, that'll be something to watch.
I agree. Let's get to week 2, Michigan for NFL. So week 1, Michigan beat Fresno State 30-10, but that score is a little bit misleading because they had a pick 6 at the end. It was 23-10 before that happened. It was only 16-10 going in the fourth quarter. I did say Fresno State was no cupcake, but even though they were no cupcake, Michigan absolutely should have had the game in hand going into the fourth quarter. They should have had like a 3-score lead at least, maybe even a 4-score lead, but at least 3. They should have been up like 17, 20, 21
Right.
points, man, not a 16-10 game. Credit Michigan for getting the 23-10 score with, that was an offensive touchdown, so they did get a touchdown to get a 2-score game, and then a pick 6, in the like last 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. But the 30-10 is misleading. I knew their offense was going to be a question because just like Florida State, they lost a lot of players to the NFL. I think Michigan set a record last year or this year in the NFL draft with like 13 players being drafted. Something we covered in our NFL draft show. They had a lot go. So did UW. Of course, the matchup in the championship game, they both had like over double digits players going to the draft. The Michigan's still good defensively. I don't think they're as good as last year, but they're still pretty good. I think they're a top 10 defense. I don't think they're a top 5 defense, and definitely not what I'm seeing today with the Texas A&M. But they've been on the field a lot today. But so right now the week 2 game is going on Texas. You know, Michigan dropped one. Michigan dropped from number 9 to number 10, and Texas went from number 4 to number 3. So it was a 3-10 matchup in Michigan, and yeah, Michigan absolutely has no offense. The score was 24-3 at halftime. It's currently 31-6 with about 5 minutes to go in the game. So Michigan's absolutely just getting the break speed off of them. They got no offense. Only 88 yards of offense in the first half, 4 first downs, and they had less than 100 yards of offense against Fresno State. And Fresno State is no Texas. No disrespect to Fresno State, but they're not Texas, man. They're not a top 5
they're
team.
Good, but they're not that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Michigan absolutely has no offense. I do like Michigan's new head coach. I think he's going to be good in the long run. But yeah, they just can't throw the ball. They know Michigan likes to run. That's their strength. But you got to be able to throw the ball. So they just can't key on the run all game. And the only person they really have to throw to an offense is Loveland, their tight end, which is he'll be a high draft pick this year.
Yes.
So they're in a lot of trouble this year. I think Michigan's going to lose 3 or 4 games. They're not going to be in the playoffs. If Michigan I know there's a long way to go. I'm usually an optimistic guy, not a pessimistic guy, but I can see Michigan losing more games. I can see them losing to Ohio State. It's a rivalry game. I mean, they could win that game, but I don't see them winning 4 in a row if they play like the way they're playing now. They could lose to other ranked teams in the Big Ten. Like they're gonna have a hard time against good competition in the Big Ten this year. So they could easily lose 3 to 4 games. I don't see them making the college football playoffs. I hope I'm wrong, but Penn State has a hard time getting over Michigan and Ohio State. That they always make fun of Penn State about that, but I could see Penn State finally getting over the hump against Michigan this year if it continues the way it's going now. And Penn State's head coach Franklin needs that before he gets fired because he's horrible against ranked teams in his career at Penn State. I'm actually surprised he's still there, but they're giving him one more chance. So if he can't do it this year, then he's gone. But they finally might be able to beat Michigan this year the way Michigan's looking. But can Michigan improve? Yes, but I think they're going to struggle on offense all year long because their quarterbacks are just inexperienced and that's the difference in today's game. Is Ewers is a legit NFL quarterback, and he's carving up Michigan on Michigan's defense on the passing game. So my dad said he was hoping to be a close game. My dad would say Michigan still might be able to make it a game, but I told Dad, Dad, I love you, but I think you're wrong. I think Michigan's going to get blown out. I was hoping I was wrong, but unfortunately, I wasn't. But Michigan has no offense. So what do you got on this, brother? I know it's dragging on a little bit. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just a tough draw for Michigan to get Texas the second game of the season. I mean, Texas always has one of the top, if not the top, recruiting classes every year. They lost Robinson, but they just reload, man. They just reload. Like you mentioned, they got Ewers, maybe a Heisman Trophy candidate. Don't know if he'll win it, but he'll be a candidate for sure. His backup is a Manning, so you know how they are with quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And Michigan just lost way too much. I mean, I think both of their running backs, their quarterback, obviously, a couple of offensive linemen to just to draw Texas this early. Seeing Texas down the road on a different schedule, maybe game 5 or game 6, we may see a better game. I don't think they will win it, but might be a better competition game. But just to draw Texas at this time, Texas is a little bit ticked about losing in the playoffs last year. They have a lot to prove.
Yeah.
And they're still playing the defending national champions. I don't care how much Michigan lost. That's how they're looking at it. So
yes,
that's a lot to knock them off. I mean, that's just extra motivation for Texas, and that's all it is. I mean, just a bad draw for Michigan right now to play Texas at
Yeah, they're
this time.
not ready for it. That's why I told my dad, like, they're not like I agree with you. Like, if it was middle of the season where they can work out their offensive issues, and it could be a much better game, like you said,
Yeah,
especially if it's still in Michigan at Ann
yeah,
Arbor. But yeah, second week of the year, Michigan's just not ready for a Texas team. That's what I was afraid of. And
yeah,
Michigan's had a lot of turnovers this game. They just had another one now. Like, they had 2 turnovers in the first half, interception by the quarterback on a tip pass, and he shouldn't have thrown it. It was like 3rd and 5, but they just can't complete passes. He was thrown in the coverage. He got tipped, interception. Then Loveland, their tight end, caught the ball, but then he fumbles it when he's running. He just like loses control of the ball, holding on to it with one hand, which is a mistake. I think he was trying to switch hands maybe or something. I don't know,
yeah,
but he fumbles it, and Texas has the ball at Michigan's 40-yard line, so they don't have very far to go.
yeah,
And Michigan's already down 2 scores. That's what made it a 3-score game at halftime, and I just watched Michigan turn over right now. Receiver catches the ball. This time he actually got knocked out. It's a good defensive play, but I won't really fault the receiver on that one. That was just a really good strip by the defensive back. But yeah, man, turnovers and they just can't execute on offense, man.
yeah,
They need to. Hopefully, Michigan's quarterbacks will get better as the season goes along because they're both really young. They're playing a 2-quarterback system with Warren and Orgy. But the problem with Orgy is I know he's in there to run the ball, but Texas was keen on that in this game. Every time Orgy came in, they knew he would run it, and they just stuffed him. So I know Orgy's the runner out of the two, but like I was telling my dad, occasionally he needs to throw so they don't think he's going to run every single effing time so they can load up on him. They have to like be more creative with that, man. So if they're going to still do this 2-quarterback system, but yeah, it's
yeah.
31-6 with 3:44 to go. Maybe Michigan got the ball back. They had the ball. Maybe they did. Maybe they said it wasn't a fumble. I think they got lucky, or they got it back again. I don't know. But anyways, Michigan does have the ball somehow, like right at midfield. So that's surprising. But anyways, yeah, Michigan is not. I was questioning if Michigan was a legit top 10 team. They're not. They're gonna fall. They're probably gonna fall like to 20 or something. I don't think they'll be out of the top 25 since they won their first game. But they're gonna drop
Right, right.
big time. So I'm predicting they'll be like 19 or 20.
And Ken, another thing about these games, and I know a lot of teams do this. It's a long way to go. A long way to go. I'm sure Michigan went into this game knowing what they were up against. I mean, this is
Yeah,
a tough task, this team, and they got a tough schedule down the road anyway. And a lot of times they just don't want to show too much. I mean,
yeah,
you got to play Penn. I think Penn State's on their schedule. Of course, Ohio State. The other teams in their division or conference or whatever the case may be, but might be just a little bit no right now for a reason. Maybe,
yeah.
yeah, we'll go ahead and take the L on this one. Let's save what we got in our arsenal for down the road. I don't know, but I know a lot of teams do this, and
Yeah,
this could be it.
it could be. And like I said, I like Sharon Morris, whatever his name is, the new Michigan head coach. He did great last year with all the Harbaugh suspensions, so I really like
Yeah,
him. He's a good pick for them. So I like him in the long run, but this year is just going to be a tough year for him.
yeah.
But we'll see what happens as the season goes along. But if they don't fix the offense, they're going to struggle throughout the whole entire year and lose a couple more games here and be out of the playoffs.
He was their offensive coordinator.
Offensive coordinator.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, he was their offensive coordinator. But let's move to the NFL. So we had games on Thursday and Friday night. The Baltimore KC game was a nail biter, come down to the very end, and then we can talk about that one first. I didn't watch the game, but I heard about. I mean, KC won 27-20. I had my high school, varsity games on Thursday and Friday night, so I couldn't watch the games. But I saw the score once I got done with my game, and I heard about the drama with the replay. If there wasn't a replay, they might have come at touchdown. I think they did originally, but then they went back to replay on
Oh,
scoring
the
plays,
touchdown.
and
Yeah,
then they
yeah.
realized the guy's foot was like barely out of bounds. I'm talking like inches, like his front toe was just like an inch or two, man. But it was the right call because in NFL and college they review scoring plays. I know they do in NFL for sure. So yeah, that was the right call, but that was a close nail biter game, man. KC, the defending Super Bowl champs, won 27-20 in a very, very good game, man. So what do you got on that one, brother? I don't think either of me you watched that one. You said you watched this
No,
one.
no, man. A rematch of the playoff last year,
AFC
and
Championship, yep.
this could be a preview
Yep.
of this year's AFC Championship. I mean, I might call that now. That we might see this. We'll see this again.
Agreed.
Yeah, just man, Lamar Jackson has trouble beating Patrick Mahomes, but who's beaten him the past couple of seasons? I mean,
yeah, Mahomes got his rings, man. He's got what, 2 now? He's got 2 rings? 2?
Yeah, three. Two in a
Three,
row,
three. He's got 3. Yeah, he's got 3.
Three.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
3.
looks to me that KC reloaded, man. That guy Worthy, I think he came from Texas. He scored on I think reverse. So yeah, they're going for 3 for sure. I mean that's on their mind, and man, just so unfortunate, just by a toenail to not get that touchdown.
Yeah, that's how it was, man. High school Friday Night Lights game, that would still be a touchdown if we call on the field. If we don't go back to replay, wherever we call, that's it, man. So they had the replay, and that's how it got, overturned, man. But it was definitely the right call. But that was a really good.
Yeah, it was right.
That was a really good opening game for the NFL. That's what everyone wants to talk about, how good of an opener game that was.
Mm-hmm.
The second game on Friday, I believe, was being played in Brazil. So we're trying to bring the NFL to Brazil. Green Bay and the Eagles in Brazil. Eagles win 34-29, but the biggest takeaway in that game is Mr. Jordan Love getting hurt in the fourth quarter. He has some kind of leg injury. Don't know what it is, but he didn't look good coming off the field. And yeah, we don't know what his diagnosis is. I don't think they've said yet. They're still like evaluating him, but he's definitely gonna miss some games. We just don't know if it's like a 3 or 4 week, or is it a season ender? Like how long this guy's gonna be out, So he's definitely gonna be out for a couple weeks, I'm sure, more than likely. But didn't see what happened, of course, by this. Yeah, he wasn't on a cart, which is good, but he was being helped off the field by some of his teammates and the trainers, so he wasn't like under his own power completely. He looked like he was hurting a little bit, so
yeah,
we'll see, man. But
it was some kind of looked like a calf injury. I'm hoping it's not an Achilles. I mean, you pull your Achilles. I've seen people walk on that and not know it later. And
yeah, he looked like he had a really bad limp going on. This wasn't under completely like walking away. He needed a little bit of assistance. That's what I saw, like in just a quick highlight. I didn't see the highlight of the play, but I did saw like a highlight of him walking off the field, and it looked like he was hurting. So yeah, it didn't look good. But yeah, Eagles win 34-29. So both games were very close games, So we've had a good start to the, NFL season. It was cool. The game was in Brazil, trying to get NFL out to Brazil. I know we play overseas a lot, like in Europe and London, especially. I know lately Germany the past couple of years, but London for sure for a while. The Jacksonville Jaguars, that's their team over there. So yeah, but now they're starting to get it to other places around the world. And I know we had some games in Mexico also, so that's just they're really trying to expand their network for sure. But let's get in some predictions for Sunday's game and Monday's game. Panthers at Saints, man. Who you got?
Ooh, man. I think the Panthers are going to. Well, they're still young. Man, I much I would like Carolina to win this game. I don't see it.
I would like him to win. I hope Bryce Young has a better second year. I think he will, but I don't think they're going to win either.
New Orleans has one of the better defenses in the league.
Yep, they sure do.
Yeah, I'm going with New Orleans.
I'm going with New Orleans as well. I think that's an easier pick. Vikings at Giants. I'll pick this one first, but I got the Vikings. I think that will be. I think Vikings. Well, maybe I'll take that back because we don't know what the quarterback situation is in Minnesota Vikings world. But I know Sam Darnold is star, but he has so many weapons. So I'll stick with the Vikings. I'll stick with my guns because he has Justin Jefferson. He's got Aaron Jones. He's got T.J. Hawkinson or whatever. He's got a lot of playmakers. So he just needs to give the ball to him and manage the game, man. This could be a redemption for Sam Darnold, man. Getting his chance without the New York Jets, who've been historically bad like forever, it seems like. Yep. So I got the Vikings, man.
Hey, player to watch for the Giants, Malik Neighbors.
Yes,
talked about him a lot. I meant to bench him, and by mistake, I didn't mean to start him. This team, I have a couple pretty good receivers, and I benched Reed yesterday, man, for Green Bay. Dog, dumb.
Dang it.
Should have done
You
it.
never
Yeah,
know when you're doing fancy, though. It's so hard to tell,
yeah.
man. It's
Well, I
hard.
have Watson in my other league, and he scored yesterday, and I played him. So, yeah, I'd like to see Neighbors get a couple of touchdowns, but Giants still gonna lose this game. I was like,
Yep.
I got Minnesota.
Yep. Patriots at Bengals. I'll let you take that one first.
Ooh, what's the deal with Jamar Chase, man? He's hurt, or what's going on? I'm hearing he may not play.
Yeah, not 100% sure what's going on with him, but yeah, they need him, that's for sure.
Yeah, and you got Burrow coming off an injury. Uh, this team's going to battle for their division. I'm going with Cincinnati.
I'm going with Cincinnati as well. Patriots got a rookie quarterback, Drake May. Hopefully, he has a good NFL debut game. He looked okay in preseason. He was up and down like any rookie quarterback, but I definitely see why they drafted him number 3, the third quarterback to go, because he looks good, but he also looks, like a rookie at times, which is expected. But I'm picking the Bengals for that reason, and I think Joe Burrow will come back and make a statement. So,
if I'm not mistaken, I believe they made the decision to start Brissett instead of May.
oh, they did. Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did make that. Okay, they did make the decision. I didn't hear that because I knew that it looked like they're leaning with. They weren't sure who they're going to go with, but yeah, he's a veteran. That makes sense to me in my mind.
He's pretty solid. But I'm still going to pick Cincinnati.
I'm still going to pick the Bengals too, but I'm glad you corrected me on that. I know they were fighting for a starting position. Steelers at Falcons.
Ooh.
Even with all the drama with the quarterback situation, I want to pick the Falcons, but after they got Kirk Cousins, the big trade, Michael Penix is their backup. Steelers, but Dirty Birds just never play good, man. But this is, you know what? I will go with the Falcons. Originally, I had the Steelers, but I'll take the Falcons. Hopefully, Kirk Cousins gets off to a good start. He's got a lot of playmakers too. He's got Drake London. He's got other guys out there. Yeah. They have a decent running back. Yeah, I'll take the Falcons, but I just know how the Falcons have been since they lost the Super Bowl. Haven't been very good. They're still
terrible. Yeah,
they've been bad since that huge comeback by New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. 4 or 5 years ago, however long it was. So I'll pick the Falcons. What do you got, Monty?
Man, I just heard today that they're going to go with Justin Fields to start. It won't be Russell Wilson. He's hurt. I think it's a calf injury or something like that. So the thing is, Pittsburgh does this to me every year. I don't think I picked them right ever.
It's hard to pick them. They're so up and down. Yeah. They always finish with a winning record somehow. So
yeah, the games I pick them to lose, they win, and vice versa. I'm going to pick against them this game. I'm just because I think Atlanta might be the better team. This very well could be Tomlin's first losing season. I mean, this might be the worst Pittsburgh team he's coached since he's been there. On paper now, on paper. Plus his division's tough. I mean, they could come in last. I mean, all these teams are real good.
Yeah, they have a tough division. You're absolutely right.
So, but you never know. Mike Tomlin always finds a way.
He does. That's why he's a great coach.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to pick against them. I'm going to pick Atlanta, but like I said, every time I pick against them, they win. So
yeah, they're hard. But NFL, any given Sunday is hard, man. It's easier to pick college games than high school games, I'm sure there's upsets in those level games too, but NFL is so hard, man. Any given Sunday, and you just don't know what the teams are going to do, because they're all NFL athletes, and sometimes someone could just have a really big game, and it's hard. NFL is so hard to predict compared to I think college is much easier to predict.
Yeah.
So next game, Texans at Colts. I'll let you take that one first.
Oh man, division game right off the bat.
Yeah, right off the bat, and they had a lot of drama at the end of last year. Texans won that game to get into the playoffs because whoever won that game was going to the playoffs, I believe, and Texans won that game.
Yeah. What I like about this game, Ken, is the quarterback matchup. We got Richardson coming back for the Colts, who was injured last year.
Yep.
He was my pick for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I mean,
Until he got
So we got
hurt. Yeah, he was looking good until he got
yeah,
his shoulder injury. Yep.
yeah. Oh man, that's going to be something else. He used to have that sophomore letdown with the rookie coach, rookie quarterback. I don't see it. I
I
think the
don't see
team's
it
legit.
either.
They got Joe Mixon picked up on that team. I said running back on my fantasy team, by the way. Let's go, Joe Mixon. But
Yep.
I'm going with the Texans.
Um, yeah, I haven't gone against you so far. Maybe we'll have a difference in one of these games later on, but I'm going with the Texans too. I like CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
He really played well the second half of the year. Obviously, Colts do want revenge. They're very capable of winning. They were competitive last year. They improved
Yes.
a lot last year from the season before where they were horrible. They almost made the playoffs last year. Came down to the last game of the year. Because the Jacksonville Jaguars were in the mix too. It was like they had like a three-headed monster. Whoever, it depended on what happened, all three of those teams of who would get in. So I know the Texans obviously got in. They won. They upset. Of course, no one saw that coming. They upset Cleveland. In Cleveland. So yeah, I got the Texans. I think CJ Stroud's going to play well again this year. I don't see him having a sophomore letdown either. Um, Cardinals at Bills. To me, this is one of the easier matchups. I got the Bills all the way at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I
I'm
know
with you.
what's his name is coming back for the Cardinals. Their quarterback. He's been hurt a lot because he's undersized and he runs a little bit. I like him, but he's always hurt. And Bills are just a good regular season team. They can't figure it out in the playoffs like the Cowboys. They can't get past KC. But they're a pretty good regular season team. I see them winning their home opener against Arizona.
Yeah, I don't think they'll have any problems with Arizona. 10-point win.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. Just because there's another rookie quarterback playing, but Titans at the Bears, number one pick in the draft. Who do you got in that one, Monty? Do you think he'll get off to a good start? Titans obviously had a horrible year last year, fired their coach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've made the playoffs in the past, though, with that guy. He's a pretty good coach. Obviously played for New England Patriots under Belichick. He was a good coach, but he got let go. And I don't know if the Titans will bounce back or not. So who do you got? I'll let you take it. I'm talking too much.
Oh man, the Titans. They made a couple of good pickups. They have Tony Pollard on that team.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. So I don't know the Bears. When I think of the Bears, I think of them as a running team, but not with Caleb Williams. They got Roma Dunze, their rookie receiver.
Yep. UW
Man, how
receiver.
about
I like him a
receivers in this
lot.
draft, man? A lot. So I'll be watching the Bears a lot. I'm interested in how well they'll do, and I'm gonna go with the Bears.
I
I
think I'm
got
with
Caleb
you.
Williams getting his first win against the
Yeah,
Titans.
I think they will. I think they're going to get off to a good start. Yeah, because I don't know much about Tennessee. I know Caleb Williams is a rookie quarterback, number one pick in the draft, so there's a lot of pressure on him. But he's got a lot of playmakers as well.
Yeah,
and their defense is usually pretty good. So
yeah. One of the Bear defenses. Yeah,
Bears always usually have a good defense. Their question marks have always been on the offensive side of the ball, but we have no doubts about their defense.
yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going with the Bears. Jags at the Dolphins, a Florida matchup. I'll take the Dolphins. I like Trevor Lawrence. Jags have been good the past 2 or 3 years. They've been in the playoffs a couple of times. Almost, I think they made up. I can't remember if they squeaked. I can't remember if they squeaked in the playoffs last year. No, I know Houston got in, but I can't remember if they got in also. But I know they were on that, so they're that three-headed monster, like I said before. But anyways,
Yes.
I think Tua will do good. They got Tyreek Hill. They got Tua. They have a good running game too. A-Chain, whatever his name is. And
Yes.
yeah, they're explosive on offense, and their defense isn't bad either. I got Dolphins all the way.
Yeah, probably overall the fastest as far as speed goes, offense in the league, man. It's tough. Once Hill gets out in the open, forget it. You're not going to catch the guy.
Cheetah, man.
Oh man, he's something else. But yeah, I have Miami winning barely. Yeah, should be a good
That
win.
could be a blowout. We'll see though. Like I said, it's any given Sunday. Who knows? We could come back saying how much we were wrong, but you never know. Broncos at Seahawks. Who do you got in that one? I'm in Seahawks country, so I know all the 12s, obviously.
Oh man.
But I don't know about them. They look suspicious, but I don't know about the Broncos either. This is a hard one to me, man. Both teams are kind of suspicious in my mind.
I saw a guy wearing a Bo Nix jersey a couple weeks ago for Denver. I was like, man, okay. Okay, I guess they're rolling on their
I
quarterback.
think he's one of their team captains, so he's impressed them.
Yeah, yeah. So that's good. But no, I'm going with the Seahawks at home, man.
I agree. 12s will make a difference. I
Yeah.
think Bo Nix will play well, but Seahawks got a lot of questions. They lost a lot of players also. Like we don't know, but they lost a lot of players on defense. Bobby Wagner left again. Now he's playing for the Washington Commanders.
Yes.
And we're not sure how well the quarterback. I like him. He was a comeback player of the year a couple years ago. I'm thinking of his name. I'm losing my what's his name? I know his name. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Okay. I can't think of his name
The
either.
old New York Jets quarterback. He was a backup for Russell Wilson
Yeah.
for a long time. I know his name. Sorry, viewers. I know who he is, but I still know about the Seahawks. But I will pick them to win the first game of the year. I don't know why his name's escaping me, but it just is.
Geno Smith.
Huh?
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith. There we go.
Yeah.
The guy who got in
Thank
a
you.
fight with his teammate in New York Jets got a black eye.
Yeah.
He used to run his mouth a lot, but he hasn't. But he has matured a lot. I like him.
Yes.
He's definitely a
Yes.
comeback player. I like his story. Um, Raiders at Chargers.
Mm.
Harbaugh. Wait, yeah, Harbaugh is the Chargers coach because the Rams
Yes.
got their guy. So yeah, obviously you got Justin Herbert there. My guy from Michigan, Blake Corum, went there. Interested to see how Harbaugh will do in his debut. Raiders obviously had a horrible year last year in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams is just pissed off because they went throwing the ball. I know him and what's his name had a really bad relationship. It's on that show Receiver. I haven't seen it yet, but my friend said that show is really good because they were following the receivers last year instead of the quarterbacks from the year before. So viewers, check out the Netflix show NFL Wide Receiver. I haven't seen it yet, but a couple of my coworkers said it's really good, and it follows like 3 or 4 receivers throughout the league last year.
Really?
Devontae Adams is one of them. And
I'll check it out. I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, but yeah, there it goes, and yeah, they picked 3 or 4 receivers, and actually, and a couple tight ends. I think the San Francisco 49ers tight end George Kittle was in it as well. So yeah, some 4 or 5 big names are in it, so it's cool. That'll be interesting. But I got the Chargers to win at home. I think Jim Harbaugh and company will get it done at home.
Yeah, how about the matchup with the coaches? You have Harbaugh. I think that team fits him well. You got Antonio Pierce, Raiders coach from the LA area. I mean, to everybody, most people, there's still the Oakland, Los Angeles Raiders for most people.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think of them as Vegas, but that's a team that fits them well. I mean, the NFL's better when that team's good, but that team's rebuilding right now. They're going to have a rough season. They have a very rough season.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the Chargers shouldn't have any problems.
Yep. I'm with you. Cowboys at Rams, our team, America's team. Obviously, everybody know who we got because we're wearing the jerseys and the hat. We got the Cowboys winning at the Browns, but that's not going to be an easy game because Browns got one of the best defenses in the league.
Might be number 1.
Might be number 1 or number 2, but definitely top 3 in my opinion for sure.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
See how Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb do, because CeeDee Lamb obviously got signed late. He's only had 2 weeks. Hopefully that's enough for him to have enough time with Dak Prescott. Hopefully Dak Prescott doesn't throw any pick sixes and doesn't have a bad game.
I guess this defense, he better not.
But we got to be able to run the ball, obviously. We're both very suspicious on the Cowboys running game, so we'll see how the Cowboys do with their trio of running backs. And
yeah.
If we're able to run the ball and Dak doesn't throw pick sixes, I think we'll win the game, but it's going to be very close.
Yeah. One matchup I'm looking at, how would you like to be the rookie left tackle and face Myles Garrett your first game?
Oh, my God, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
The Oklahoma State guy, that's right, Guyton.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're going to have him try to block this man by himself. We're going to give him help. I don't know. That's something I'm going to be watching closely. I'm going to be watching that matchup. And to your point about the running game, Dallas's running game, I think Rico Dowdle was named the starter, but they're going to go by committee. I don't know if they took Dalvin Cook off the practice squad or not, but they have some question marks on offense. They got a new center, a new rookie center. Like I mentioned, the left tackle. They still got the receivers. They still have Jake Ferguson, who's a solid receiver.
Yep. He's in one of my
Defense is
fantasies.
good. We got Diggs coming back.
Yep.
Here's my problem. They didn't sign Gilmore, and Bland's out for a few weeks. So we'll see who's on the other side. We'll see what happens. But I'm going for Dallas, of course.
Okay.
Picking Dallas.
I just hope it isn't a blowout. Obviously, I want them to win, but if they lose, but it's a close, really good game, then I'll be obviously I'll still be a little bit disappointed, but I just don't want Dallas to be blown out. If it looks like they played good, like where they passed the eye test with me, but they just come up a little bit short, then I'll be okay.
Yeah.
At least that's something to build off of and not getting completely destroyed.
Yeah, lose by a last second field goal or something like that.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. Commanders at Bucs. I know Commanders got a lot of new players and everything, but I'm going to Bucs because I like how they played. I like how Baker Mayfield played, got into the playoffs last year. I'm going with the Bucs on this one. Who do you got, Monty?
Here's why I'll pick the upset. I like Dan Quinn coaching this team. Former defensive coordinator for the Cowboys.
That's right.
I'm gonna pick them. Yeah.
I kind of forget that. Yeah.
The upset. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna go Washington.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's a tough one, but we'll see how that one comes out when we talk
about it. It's an upset.
It.
I mean, on paper they should win this game, but this will be my upset special.
Yeah, there's got to be one, so we'll see who's right and wrong at next show. Ooh, here's another interesting matchup: Sunday Night Football. I love this matchup for Sunday Night Football. Rams at Lions. Obviously, everything going on with the quarterback switching teams. The old Lions quarterback is the Rams quarterback and vice versa. Then, now the Rams quarterback is the Lions quarterback, and he's had a redemption getting them into the playoffs last year. I still think their coach is a complete meathead for everything he did in the NFC Championship game in the third quarter, going for it on fourth downs instead of just kicking field goals and being up by 3 scores and kind of putting the game out of reach. I know all the Detroit fans and players support him. I think that's also on this receiver show because I think they were following St. Brown for receiver.
Yes.
So they all support him, but I think he's crazy. I thought he was crazy, and you just don't know if he can get back to that. You don't know if the Lions can ever get back to the NFC Championship game again. Can they? Yes, because they have a lot of talent. But look at Seattle not getting back. Look at Dallas not getting back. Look at Buffalo Bills not getting back. You just don't know, man. But I got the Lions win this game at home. I think it's gonna be a very good game. I like Goff's success story, like him reinvent himself in Detroit. Detroit's got a lot of talent on offense. They do have a good coach. I think their coach is good, so don't get me wrong, viewers. I think he is a good coach. I just think he was a complete meathead though in that playoff game. Could have been a Super Bowl. But I got the Lions. But Rams have a very good coach too. McVay is a very aggressive coach. I like him.
Yeah. The Rams are going to give San Francisco a run for their money for that division. I mean, I don't see San Francisco running away with it at all. I'm close to picking the Rams to win that division.
Yeah.
But it's to go to Detroit. I mean, one of the top teams in the league. And I think Detroit's for real. I think that same old Detroit that we've seen in years past, those days are over. I think this team's legit. So I have Detroit winning their opener.
I got Detroit winning opener too. I just can't believe what Campbell did, but it is what it is. Hopefully he can get back, and I just hope he can get back to the NFC Championship game and get to the Super Bowl. If he can't, that's what everyone's going to talk about. That's going to be his Achilles heel if he can't get to a Super Bowl as the Lions coach. So we'll see. Monday Night Football. I can't believe they're playing Aaron Rodgers again on Monday night after what happened last year. But Jets at the 49ers. I'll let you pick that one, but hopefully Aaron Rodgers does not get. I'll let you pick this one first. But I hope Aaron Rodgers does not get hurt 4 plays in like last year.
Oh man, and I hate the 49ers. Can't stand the 49ers. But
neither can. Yeah.
I'm out to just.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I'm going to pick with my head here and pick San Francisco, and it's going to be a good game. I mean, the Jets. We've been talking about defense the whole show. Another top defense. Offense is good. You got Aaron Rodgers, of course, a good receiver, the best running backs in the league, and Brees Hall. You might have the best running back in the league when he's healthy, Christian McCaffrey. Plus, to mention, we have Ayuk, Debo Samuel, and that defense. San Francisco's loaded, man. It's just tough to go to bet against them. So I'm gonna go with San Francisco.
Yeah, I agree. We don't know how well Aaron Rodgers is going to do since we never saw what he can do last year with them.
Right.
You got Garrett Wilson, really good receiver. If him and Aaron Rodgers could connect, I heard there's been a lot of issues in training camp where they've just been off sync.
Yeah.
Of course, they didn't play in any preseason games, but I know Brandon was talking about one of our co-hosts on the show, like where there's been like no connection with them. But that was a couple weeks ago, so maybe they finally did get the connection. But I know a couple weeks ago, Brandon was saying that they had a horrible week that week of them not the starting offense, Aaron Rodgers and the receivers just weren't doing well together. So, but that can change obviously because Aaron Rodgers is a veteran, and everyone was so excited for him last year, saying they could get the Super Bowl with the New York Jets defense and Aaron Rodgers at quarterback and Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson, all these guys. Like they look like some people thought they might go all the way last year. Last year, of course, he gets hurt 4 plays into the game. So, I'm not going against the 49ers either. They're just too loaded. Yeah. I hate them. Being a Cowboys fan, just like you, all the Seattle Seahawks fans in my world up here, the Pac Northwest, they hate them. Being a major division, that's their biggest division rivalry. But 49ers are good though; they're legit. Yeah. Their problem is Shanahan just does not know how to coach in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. So he has 2 Super Bowl losses to the Kansas City Chiefs, having leads going into the fourth quarter against the Chiefs, and he's lost both of them. He just doesn't do good in the fourth quarter. He does some weird stuff. The first 3 quarters, he's legit. But the fourth quarter, he does weird crap. I think it hurts their team. So we don't know if he can get over that hump.
Yeah, just he overthinks. I mean, what got you there? I mean, overthinking will kill you.
So we will see. But yeah, so we only had one game where we disagreed. So we'll see who's right about the Commanders and Bucs. But you could be right. I'm predicting you're probably going to be right. So, but I'll stick with the Bucs. I won't change. I like Baker Mayfield, man.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
But that covers the NFL, man. Week 1, man. So another great show.
Yes.
In closing, man. Let us know what you think. Michigan. Recap of the game: Michigan lost 31-12. They scored a touchdown. I think they tried going for 2. They didn't get it, but the final score of the Michigan-Texas game was 31-12. So just a live game highlight. So Michigan put on one more score, but they got whooped pretty good. And thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And let us know your predictions for NFL. Let us know what you thought about Florida State, Notre Dame's big win, and USC playing really well. That was the biggest surprise for me, like you said. You got anything in closing, brother?
Hey, folks, football is here. It's time. Let's enjoy the season. And like always, any comments, suggestions? If you agree, think we're nuts, don't know what we're talking about, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, either way, we love to hear it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if you agree or disagree. Just put the comments up there and please subscribe. All right. Yes. Peace. Have a good weekend, people. Enjoy your Sundays, and I hope you enjoy spending time with your families and watching some NFL football and some college football today.
Yes.